Tell them run it on.
What is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it on.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Why is it that I can guarantee that Lady Beats will have a joke for me? Why is that the case? I don't even have to look at the comments to know that Lady Beats has some shit to talk. Wake up in Cleveland 3 days a week. Every so often we do run into some issues, and today was one of them. So it is what it is. Thank you so much for your understanding and for your patience. It is the joy of being, like I said before, kind of your own person, running everything. Yesterday, I had to really completely swap out my entire setup here. As you can see, I am back to, I'm back to a couple other things. I had to shift some things around because I had some videos to shoot. So because of that, everything got disconnected yesterday. Literally everything. And I didn't even finish shooting videos until about 2 in the morning, 2:30. So to be honest with you, I wasn't even sure I was going to even do this stream today. It's been a long night. It's been a little bit hectic over the weekend. And well, you know, life, man, life gets in the way. Life gets in the way. So, so we are going to do this show. I guess this is one of the reasons, or one of the things that I have kind of forced myself into. And that is very simple. Sometimes, a lot of the times, you got to do things that you just don't want to do. Maybe you're not prepared to do it. Maybe you just don't want to. Maybe it's just not in the cards. So that's where we are today. I honestly did not want to do the show today. Not because I didn't want to see your smiling, beautiful no faces, because I'm just looking at myself in a camera right now. Not because of that, but because of the fact that I was just tired and I woke up. I actually had my alarm set. I still have to do my workout today. I haven't done my workout. I had my alarm set for like 8 in the morning. I was like, okay, I'll get up, I'll do my workout. I will have some food, blah, 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 blah. 8 o'clock, the bell rang, and I was like, F this. I am not getting up today. So, so it is what it is. Every so often, you need to play a little hooky. Every so often, you need to just be a little late. Haven't you ever been late to work and you wake up and there are those moments when you wake up and you have that oh shit moment where you're like, I have 30 seconds to be at work and my job is 30 minutes away. So you're trying to figure out, you're brushing your teeth, you're doing the bare minimum just to get in the car to drive to where you need to be. In the meantime, you are driving and thinking about whatever fake ass reason you're gonna tell your boss that day, whatever that may be. You get there, you throw on the whole, Oscar winning thing. Oh my God, my dog was caught in the well and I couldn't get him out, and I had to use the jaws of life to rip him from the door. There's always something, right? And your boss is like, oh, okay, sure. And then there are those days, And then those days where you wake up and you're like, I'm late, and I don't care. I don't care. And what do? You get up. You know what? You got 30 seconds to be at work. You're just like, I'm going to drink a cup of coffee. I'm going to turn the news on. I'm going to see if there's anything else that I have missed in my lifetime by rushing to work. You get into work, your boss is like, hey, you know you were supposed to be in at 9, right? And you're like, yeah. And you just go to your job, do your work. And it's so outlandish, so crazy that your boss is like, I don't even know what to say to him. And then they just let it go. That was today. And because I'm my own boss, well, you know, I make the rules. But I really appreciate you guys for hanging out today. Honestly, you are the reason that I do this show. You are the reason that I am even here. So we're just going to take it easy today. We're going to take it easy. We're going to relax a little bit. We're going to answer some questions. Let's do a little room check. Let's see who's in the house. Today is just me. However, Wednesday on the show. Let's see if I can do this smoothly without screwing up anything. There we go. Wednesday on the show, we got Man of the Hour, DJ Rhetmatic from the Beat Junkies. He will be in the house. That is going to be a super dope show. I am super excited for that show. Cannot wait. So make sure that you are involved on that one, because we got a lot of cool things happening over the next couple of weeks. Speaking of next couple of weeks, specifically next week, and I will say this periodically through the show because I know people come and go and we get more people on. January 18th. January 18th is my birthday. That's right. Cleveland Terry's birthday, January 18th. That happens to be a Monday. So the question is Cleveland Terry going to do a show? Yes, I am, because I have a superstar stellar guest on Monday. Probably like one of the pinnacles. I got this person on Monday, so it's going to be a great show. However, that Sunday, I am doing a stream. I'm going to be DJing. I'm going to do a 12-hour stream from, I think, 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 1 o'clock a.m. flowing into the 18th, which is actually my birthday. So if you guys are around, if you guys are DJing, if you guys are, wanting to support and you're DJing, make sure that you raid me, because, hey, there's only so many things that we can get for our birthdays. We don't really have birthday spectaculars anymore. So this will be my first official, long form DJing. The longest I've DJ'd, I believe, is probably around 4 hours on here. Not the longest event I've ever DJ'd. I mean, I've DJ'd 7-hour, 8-hour events before. But this is going to be the longest on stream. So it'll be very, very interesting, to say the least. So we'll see what happens. Okay, a little bit of a room check before we move on to any of the gear stuff. We got a lot of YouTube people. And for all you YouTube people, as much as I appreciate all of you, what I would really appreciate is for all of those YouTube people to make their way to Twitch. This YouTube Twitch live stream is a temporary thing. This is not going to be happening over the next couple of months. So I am warning you now, and I'm warning you because no matter if you move over or not, at a certain point, I will be partnered, and then all of the YouTube people will only be able to rewatch. There will be no live streams, so I will not be able to talk to you one-on-one after I am partnered, which is going to happen very, very soon. So I'm getting you prepared, because at a certain point, I'm just going to start loading up to Twitch, and you're not even going to know that I'm on. So I need all those YouTube people to move over to Twitch for this show. All of my static content, the stuff that I normally do, that's always going to be on YouTube. But anything live and dynamic, it's going to be on Twitch. I'm giving you the warning now. I've been warning people, but I need to keep warning people. Especially if I start doing gear reviews. Well, I mean, I always do gear reviews, but especially when I'm testing gear, new gear that maybe you've never seen before. You know, like there is this whole Rain 1 debacle. And to be fair, they always send, companies send you, gear to shoot before your videos. So when the day one is released, you can talk about whatever product they send you. So you're right on time with their release announcement. Every so often, things happen and gear doesn't get to you the way it's supposed to, and it ends up being late. I am one of those people where, while I know everything about all the products, I still can't talk about the products. But the video that I make is going to be just based off of, factual, keyword, factual information, which we'll talk about. But I don't actually have the product yet. It's still being shipped, but it's delayed for me. So it is what it is. That's the joy of being who you are. Sometimes you just, sometimes things come super early. Sometimes things come super late, and it doesn't matter who you are in the industry. You could be Mojax, for God's sakes. And there's some times where they're just like, oh, we screwed up. So it is what it is. But if you're asking me today, am I going to be talking about any type of non-released equipment? The answer is no. I am under NDA, so I can't discuss. I mean, we know it exists because DJ Bar has done such a great job of making multiple videos on the machine. We know it exists. How accurate his information is, I guess we'll clear that up when you see my video tomorrow, if it isn't accurate. But besides that, you're just gonna have to just wait another day or two, and then you'll have some more information. I'm actually more disappointed that it is late for me because certain products you get excited for. So a little bit of a room check. Big Dooley in the house, Juan Romero Jr. in the house, Butter Games, and of course this was before any of my tech issues. So all these people I'm talking about may be gone. They may be gone. They may not even exist anymore. But I'm going to pretend like they do because I do see the numbers rising. So I'm going to assume. But 36 people on YouTube. I need at least half of you guys or more to move over to Twitch. Okay. We got, I can't pronounce that name. It looks like Weezo. I think that's right. Butter Gaming in the Philippines. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. DJ Jono, John Parker, Mofaya, Flip Entertainment. Who else we got? Nixky, DJ Nixky, Philip Tan. Good to see you. Jonathan L. Queso in the house. DJ T Diesel. That's one of the mods. Lady Beats, that's one of the mods. Or the mads. Can we even call them mods anymore? They're so angry at me all the time. Yeah, we can talk about CES if there's any information. DJ Loco Lopez, Daniel Villanueva. I'm reading comedy content right now. Comedy content. All right, let's throw this in the ticker here. Okay. DJ Loco, doing the show will make it all better. Let's hope. Javier Sanchez, all the way from Bellingham, Washington. Good to see you. Absolute Alvin, good to see you. New York in the house. Who else we got in? First time in here live. Well, Daniel, then you definitely want to move over to Twitch. So then you get notified. Also, if you really want to stay in the know with me, I've been promoting my Discord. Get on my Discord because anytime I go live, and let's see if my guys are taking care of me the way they should. Anytime I go live, there's supposed to be an announcement. However, I don't see an announcement today. See, my guys are like, we'll help you when we want to help you. Otherwise, screw off. I'm going to type in, I'm live now with a question mark. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for all of your work and generosity to all of my mods out there. Just Sybil. I'm glad I got that right on the first try. Sometimes words they don't look right. They don't look right when you look at them. I'm like, Just Sybil? Who's Just Sybil? DJ I Flaves in the house. Dance Forever. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. T Diesel, did you do scratch practice? We'll talk about that. But yes, I did every single day. Okay, so yeah, you know you're screwed. Anytime you're late like that and you're just, it's so beyond a like plausible excuse. That's when you're just like, F it. I'm here. Scorpio TV, TDF, first time here. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out today. Appreciate you. J Book in the house. Make sure you follow J Book. That is my man. That's one of my YouTube peers. Get on with him. That's the man right there. Okay. Misty Mountain in the house. I might cause a little mod madness. That might be the case. we got the Boom Bap Kids in the house. Good to see you, Boom Bap Kids. If anybody missed that show, make sure you check it out. It's on YouTube being aired, and well, that's where, technically speaking, archive is happening, because the only problem with Twitch and videos is, unless you're watching them within if you're affiliate, within the 15 days, 14 days, or it could be 30 days now. I'm not even sure. Either way, it doesn't save. So at a certain point, it'll just remove itself. The things on YouTube stay forever. So if you've missed a show and you want to go back and watch it, check it out there. There is a playlist. Some of the videos might be archived because I want to cut them up and only post the good parts of them. So you might see that too. Either way, you should be following me. You should be following me on all of my social media, because every single thing I do a little differently. Does that make sense? So on YouTube, I do all my static content, all my tutorials, all my tutorials, all my gear reviews, my vlogs. Twitch, all my live stuff. Okay, anything live. So that could mean DJing. That could mean the talk show. Speaking of DJing, I always find it funny when people on my YouTube channel make comments like, hey, you're talking all this stuff. Why don't you show us? Why don't you DJ and show us? And I'm just like, yo, man, I literally DJ all the time. It's just on Twitch and or Mixcloud. And then my Instagram. Now, my Instagram does multiple things. It posts, special guests that I got coming on. Any type of DJ related kind of 1 minute clips or short ones, those will go on there. A lot of humor goes into my IG, especially my IG stories. So yeah, make sure you follow that. But if it's going to hit somewhere, notification wise, it's going to hit my Discord or it's going to hit IG. I typically don't post to like YouTube stories or any of that stuff. That's just the way I am. Okay. I'm also trying to get sponsored by Vitamin Water. Let's see if that happens. But again, shout out to Boom Bap Kids. Skelly B in the house. Damages in the house. Good to see you, fam. Moved over. There we go. Big Dooley. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see here. Who else we got before we get started? Sorry, I'm getting messages while we talk. As you can hear the beep. All right. Discount Muffins. DJ Bond checking in. It's funny when you get text messages from people and they know you're doing the show, but they're text messaging you and they're not on the show. That's always funny to me. Okay, Scorpio, first time here. Joey Wall Street. Joey Wall Street says, if Biden gives us a 2K stimulus check, I'm going to buy the SRT most likely and maybe a lazy boy. Okay. I don't have a problem with the SRT. The SRT is a great controller. I have one sitting right behind this camera right here. There's an SRT over there. On the other side of the house, there is a record box version of the 1000 Pioneer setup, and over there there's the Rain setup. So not the Rain 7212 setup located over there. Don't want to freak people out anywhere. So yeah. But I love the DDJ 1000, and I'm saying this now as a person that hasn't used any new gear that has been released yet. Okay. And honestly, I'm saying that as a person that hasn't seen any new gear. The DDJ 1000 is still, as of today, my favorite controller that has ever been made. Like, legitimately my favorite controller. So if that's any information for you, and I feel like I want to sneeze, so I'm fighting this sneeze. I don't know if it's going to change or not, but it's not. So okay, look, I know you think this is a little weird that we're sitting here talking and I just left and I was in a completely different outfit. Well, that's future me. I'm past me. So what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about while they're setting up for this next guest that's coming on, and I'm sure they're going to be dope, but I want to talk to you a little bit about ways to support the channel. You see, there's a lot of work that goes into this channel, and the only way to keep it going, the only way to keep bringing on new people and upgrading the sets and upgrading the intros is by you supporting me. So there's a couple of ways that you can support me, and I'm not sure that a lot of you know this. If you're new to Twitch, you want to look down right here. There's a little subscribe button. That's the easiest way to support me. It's like $5. It's like buying me a cup of coffee. If we're at the bar, you're buying me a beer. If you're feeling a little more generous, maybe you want to gift somebody a free sub. If you are a Prime member, you can use your Prime membership. You get one per month. You can use that on me. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, if you're sitting there on the YouTube side, you can also hit that membership button right there, or you can give me a super chat and then send me off a tip. Look, I know that times are tough, money's tough, and I know that what I'm asking for some of you people might be a little too difficult. So there are other ways that you can help the channel. You can host the stream, share the stream. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, share the stream to everybody. Get the word out. That's the easiest way to help me out, and that doesn't cost you a dime. Those are just a couple of ways that you can do this. I think they're coming back, so I need to get out of here. Just remember what I said. We'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, so tell me that wasn't the most flawless transition you've ever seen. Come on. I dare you to. Facts are, I really did have to sneeze badly, and I'm one of those aggressive sneezers, so you never really know exactly what you're going to see when I sneeze. So I'm just protecting you from me. And, you know, sometimes I sneeze so hard, I think you feel like you got COVID. Like you're watching me on screen, like, I think he just gave me COVID. So just keep that in mind. So that was flawless. All right. Let's talk a little bit. Azon move from YouTube. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, fam. Thanks for hanging out. Bounce DJ in the house. Wake up. Good to see you. DJ Caramel in the house. Good to see you. Appreciate you, girl. Make sure you're following any of these people. DJ Caramel, great DJ, great sets. Get on there and yeah, follow her. Who else we got here? DJ Chris Craze in the house. Good to see you, man. Another dope DJ. And he's got a ridiculous mohawk that there's no way I could even come close to. Hawk in Cobra Kai? I mean, I think that Chris Craze's mohawk may be better than Hawk's. Maybe. Just maybe. Paris Paul in the house. Good to see you, fam. Thanks for hanging out today. Okay, let's scroll up here and see if I missed anything, because a sneeze will do that to you. All right. All right. Phil DeReal in the house, all the way from the Bay Area. Yeah, I don't even post to Facebook anymore. I'm done with Facebook completely. In all honesty, I'm kind of done with Facebook, like for real done, not just streaming. I don't trust the data that comes out of Facebook, meaning the people that are watching, and I just don't really like Facebook anymore. And I don't even like the friends that are on my Facebook, and that's probably one of the things that is hard for me, because I have a fan page, right? It's facebook.com/Cleveland Terry. And then I have my personal page, which is my family and my friends and my relatives. And that's another page. For whatever reason, everybody keeps following my personal page. I don't necessarily have a problem with. It's not really the issue. Except for when people follow you and they have completely different personal views of life. Like, I am a YouTuber. Okay, I don't consider myself to be, some huge YouTuber, but I am more known than the average person. So some people will follow because they like my content, but they don't necessarily like me. Does that make sense? Like, they like me, they like the persona of me, which, by the way, is me. What you're seeing is what is reality. This is who I am. But then when you start talking about deep-rooted personal issues that might have affected you in the past, and you're talking about these things on a Facebook page that actually has family and friends that have probably gone through the same thing as you. When you come to my personal page and start commenting, not so much against the views. You're entitled to your opinions, and everybody has a different way of looking at things. But if you go there and start telling me how wrong I am, or I can't believe you say that, or you're just to this, or you're just to that, I don't want that on my personal pages. I got public pages for you to talk shit all you want. And trust me when I say, it happens all the time. Thick skin. But my personal page is my personal page. And I have let people come onto my personal page because I am starting to be tied to other DJs. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you may know this person. So I'm starting to get more people going to that because of that reason. But I'm considering removing everybody on there because I don't really need it in my life. Like, Facebook for me is just about family. It's a way for my mama to see my children growing up because she doesn't live in California. See relatives that I haven't talked to in a long time. That's it. That's all I really care about. And to talk a little crap because I make lots of jokes. But what I don't want is dudes that I knew back in 7th grade to talk trash and then tell me, oh, come on, man, we go way back. I don't need that in my life. I'm a grown-ass man. So I'm cutting away a lot of the fat. And not just cutting away, but like, I don't even want to see it anymore. Before I was indifferent. I'm like, whatever. Talk your shit. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Still doesn't bother me, but now I'm so indifferent. I'm like, why are you even a part of my pseudo life? So I'm not really sure about anybody that's. Instagram is the best option. Like, don't go to Facebook unless it's on my fan page. But any type of comments, any type of request, Instagram DMs. But the best one is definitely Discord. If you have any tech issues, go to my Discord. The mods will put it in the chat. Post your comment there, because first off, I'm going to respond to those faster because I know that they are directed at me. But even if I can't respond to it, there are people on there that are knowledgeable about the products, and then they may help you. So then you'll get a faster response. Because in all honesty, if you DM me, there is the likelihood that it may take a while for me to answer it. Just because there's a lot of messages that roll through. And or it's way too wordy, because that's one of the issues too. You guys get really, really wordy. Like Terry Talks, that's the whole point of the show. I have nobody to fall back on. So if I'm talking on here, that's kind of the thing. I'm filling up dead air. But when you send me a message and it's 9 paragraphs long, I've completely disconnected. I disconnected when I saw the length of the post. Okay? So if you want my help, I legitimately want my help, make it short, succinct, clear, concise, and you'll probably get your answers faster. Okay, enough of that. DJ Mighty Rel in the house. Make sure you follow Mighty Rel. Moist Mondays. Moist Mondays are today. Make sure you follow that. And of course, I can't forget about my son, DJ Izzy B. Make sure you follow DJ Izzy B. He claims to be a DJ, so every so often he will get on here and DJ. But you know, he's actually a good DJ when he wants to DJ. You know. Anyway, I want to give some shouts out to my activity feed. DJ Reese, thank you for the 4-month subscription. Appreciate you. DJ Rolando, another subscriber for 1 month at tier 1. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All the people that have followed, Cubby, Miss C Sound, I'm sure I'm butchering that. Bass Step, Azon, Dan Lack, Mike Dyson, AJ for you, Dance Forever, thank you for the bits. Diamond Lee for the subscription, 7 months at tier 1. Thank you so much, fam. Appreciate you. Big Greg, Leo El Teniente. That was 20 hours ago. Okay. So, and we got a hype train rolling right now. We got a hype train incoming. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hype train started. Oh, I am DJ King George with the 100 bits. Thank you so much. DJ Reese with the 100 bits. You guys are already killing it. We're at 75%. I know those people on YouTube are like, what the hell is he talking about? What the hell is a hype train? A hype train is a way to show support for me, for, you know, doing what I do and trying to help the community. So all the people that cheer, that sub, this is how I keep this thing going. You know, the subs, the bits, honestly, because without those things, I don't know that I'd be able to continue to keep doing this. I'd probably have to go and, you know, work at Walmart or something. I am Princess with the 100 bits, Caramel with 100 bits, the Elo Show with 15 bits, Queso with 100 bits. Thank you guys so much. SMC with the bits, and DJ Reese with the bits. Let's keep it going. We've already hit level 1 complete. Let's see if we can get to level 2. And while we are seeing if we can get to level 2, we are going to answer a question. DJ Decade with the gifting out the 5-piece. 5-piece from Decade. 5-piece going out. Thank you so much, fam. Appreciate you. If you've received a gift sub from anybody in here, make sure you show some appreciation. Leave it in the comments. Say thank you, because they didn't have to do that. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Make sure you're following Decade also. Ryan, aka LK, with the 308 bits. That's a different number. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. Azon is saying, I'm thinking of buying a DJ 1000 SRT. Should I wait? If there's something new. I would tell anybody right now that if they are considering buying anything, to wait. Just wait. And I think I posted this video, but you might not have seen it. Make sure you're following me on YouTube also, because my video stated, wait until the end of the month. Wait until we get through NAMM before you make any choices, because I would hate for you to have buyer's remorse if something else cool comes out and then you're like, if I just would have waited. It's like buying an iPhone 12 and an iPhone 13 comes out. Like, who wants that? That's frustrating, you know? So just take this month to see what's available to you. My man Kid Cut Up with the gifted tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. We are at level 3, 73% right now. We got 3.5 minutes left to go. Can we get to level 4? Can we get to level 5? DJ Caramel, And by the way, caramel, do you prefer? Let me know in there. But subscribed for the 2 months. Thank you so much. DJ Flaves with the 100 bits. We are at level 4. Thank you so much. Phil DeReal from the Bay Area. All right, now we can finally get down and start talking about other things. Somebody asked me, have I used the DDJ 800? I have. I actually prefer the jog wheels on the 1000. It's just, it's a preference thing. But the DDJ 800 has some fantastic tools that most people, may or may not use. But one of the things they have is their feedback reducer. And for whatever reason, it is the only controller, I think the SX3 might have it too, but it is the only controller that actually will cut out the feedback, like the DDJ, what is that, the 707? Not the DDJ, sorry. Like the Roland 707M has a feedback reducer. This one has one too. So I really wish that they would have, at least with the SRT, come out with a feedback reducer for the upgraded version, which is not really upgraded. DJ Paris Paul with the 100 bits. We got Just Sybil with cheer in the 50 bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. We are at level 4, 29%. Kid Cut Up with another 100 bits. That's my fam. Hey, make sure you follow. So Kid Cut Up is one of those multifaceted guys too. Okay, guys and girls. I'm not trying to, separate out a little bit. But the man, you've probably seen his edits. Like if you're a DJ City subscriber, you'll see a Kid Cut Up edit. That's because he does a lot of edits for DJ City. He also is an amazing DJ. The man has DJ'd and toured with the likes of Cher, and his last big tour was with Pink. He toured the entire world with Pink. So dope. And he's got a YouTube. I'll get this right today. He has a Twitch channel where he DJs on Thursdays and Saturdays. Thursdays is called The Hatch. I'm not sure if Saturdays is called The Hatch. Let me know. But Thursdays is The Hatch. It's at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's typically when I'm cooking dinner, and I use that in my background. So make sure you follow Kid Cut Up. Super, super dope. Damages with the 300 bits. Thank you so much. We are at level 4, 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. We are at 55%. Ryan, aka with another 300 bits. Chaos Jones, good to see you, fam, with the 100 bits. And Ratbone gifting out that tier 1 sub. Make sure you show some appreciation if you received a sub. Now, as I said before, this is going to be something you want, because when I start, I am making a shift to how I do my interviews. So when I bring on the guest, the first hour of the interview, because the interviews typically go 2 to 3 hours. So the first hour is going to be sub only. I'm going to start making that a thing. I want to make sure that my subscribers get the benefit of being kind of placed on the top. So I want to make sure that they get some love and they get some support. We do what we can. Queso with the gifted tier 1 sub. Okay, thank you so much, fam. We are at level 4, a minute and a half to go. Can we get to level 5? Okay. Let's see. Scorpio TV says, what happened with YouTube? I don't know. You tell me. At the moment, obviously, I'm focusing on Twitch. But 42 people on YouTube. Could you imagine if 25 of those people moved over to Twitch? Because I'm seeing a total of like 130 people. So it'd be great if we could just move the rest over to Twitch, and then we can start focusing. Gruel Intentions. Thanks for the follow, fam. Appreciate you. 42%. We are at 99% with 38 seconds left. Can we get to level 5? What is that? What, 20 bits? 1 sub? Can we get there with 30 seconds left? We will see. I don't know. 22 seconds left. 99%. We might be stuck in that. Ryan, Queso with the 16 bits. Level 5. T Diesel with the tier 1 sub. Ryan, another with the tier 1 sub. Thank you guys for participating. You guys don't really understand. For us DJs out there that are trying to provide a service for you guys, and I'd like to think I'm not just a DJ, but I'm trying to provide you with actual valuable information. So all of this stuff just kind of tells me that yes, the information I'm providing is valuable, and I appreciate all of you. So thank you. Just Sybil, subscribe for the 1 month. Thank you so much, sweetie. Appreciate you. All right, so let's keep going. We're at 50% with 4 minutes left. I think we can hit level 5. I think we can finish off this hype train. Okay. All right, let's see what questions we got here. Ladies and gentlemen, Carrie ATC has entered the building. If you don't know who she is, that is Angie V's streaming partner. So if anybody knows what success looks like on Twitch, it's Carrie. Thank you for that gifted tier 1 sub. I appreciate you, doll. Yeah, make sure you follow Carrie. She doesn't have a show right now, but hey, why not? Follow her anyway. She's dope. Okay. 67%, 3 minutes left. Let's start talking to people. Oh yeah, Joey. Yeah, it's the CDJ 1000s. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And let's see. Mike Beat says, wait on the Rain 1. It may have some limitations. Yeah, we will have to wait and see. Like I said before, for anybody that's new here that just kind of showed up, there won't be any Rain 1 talk. There won't be any new Pioneer talk because I'm on NDA, I can't discuss anything that hasn't been released by a company. So I guess that's my fault for signing damn NDAs. Okay. What do we got going on here? All right. Northwest Audio says the stimulus is absolutely Rain 1 money. Yeah, I get that. I mean, technically speaking, that's really what the stimulus is for. You know, the stimulus is to put back into the economy. So I can't really fault you when that happens. Like, a lot of people are like, you don't even need the money because they're, look, it is not a lie that they're giving stimulus money to people who probably don't need the money, who are working, who are in corporations. And yes, that is a little bit of an issue for me, but the sole purpose of a stimulus is to stimulate the economy. So you buying whatever new controller, whatever new toy you want is kind of the purpose of it. If you remember, Queso with the 22 bits, thank you so much. We're at 68%, a minute and 43 left, guys. A minute and 43 left. If you remember back to 9/11, and when George Bush was like, we need you guys to just, put money back in the economy. We're going to give you a little money. Spend it. He didn't say it as well as what they're saying now, but that's what it's for. All right, a minute 22, 68%. Power Jam DJs, good afternoon. Yeah, obviously the topic today is the Rain 1. Yes, I understand. It from face value, I can see how that would be an immediate response from anybody. DJ, I'm just gonna call you K-Mac with the 100 bits. DJ Paris Paul with the 100 bits. Thank you guys so much. We are at 49 seconds with 74%. That's like 2 subs. And with all the people on here, hey, I think anybody who would want to support, now is the time. Okay. Sly Smith asks, what can you do on the Reigns that you can't do on the Newmark NS7? Well, that's to be seen. I will say one of the things you can do is actually use them on an update, because every so often, those Newmarks, you never know if you're going to be able to continue on. 15 seconds left, 78%. 78%. What are you doing? DJ I Flaves with the 100 bits. 5 seconds left, and we are Damages with 200 bits. Queso with 245. Oh, 95 seconds. Oh, did we do it? We did it because Carrie hit that 5-piece. Ladies and gentlemen, give a shout out to Miss Carrie. She just killed it. You're the real MVP, Carrie. You're the real MVP. Everybody in here that is supported is the real MVP. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. But I can't forget, it's not done. Look, just because we're in a hype train doesn't mean, and it's over, it doesn't mean you can't support. If you feel the need to subscribe, you know, hit that subscribe. I just saw Bo and Sir with the subscription for 1 month. So thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay, let's get to talking here. All right, let's see what we got here. And this is obviously this is Izzy B, DJ, dancer, musician. Okay, musician, photographer, psychiatrist. No, and the winner of the most dirtiest room competition. But in all honesty, this kid is a tap dancing prodigy. You can't see his feet right now, but they're actually tapping right now. But he is a tap dancing prodigy. Make sure you follow him on Instagram, DJ Izzy B with I think it's 15 underscores. But yeah, give him a follow. Oh, is it Isaiah Bones? You need for 3 underscores. Okay, there you go. All right. Let me get back to work here. See, you come in here, you start messing with stuff. Get out of here with that. All right. DJ Whitestone says, how do you submit your emotes to Twitch? You have to be an affiliate. Once you're an affiliate, under the affiliate section, if you scroll down, there is a thing that says affiliates, and then you have your level 1, 2, and 3, and you go from there. As a initial affiliate, you get 1 emote for each category, and then the more subscribers and or followers will grant you more emotes. So that's how you do it, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people want to be partner, because, well, it gives you more emotes. Like, I have 5 emotes, I believe, and I have ideas for other emotes, but I'm out of space. So it would be nice if I could have a little more. I don't need 30 emotes. There's some people on here that legitimately go emote crazy, and it gets to a point where I'm like, it's like feast or famine. You have just so many emotes that you end up only using the top row anyway. So I'm not a fan of that. I think somewhere around, I don't know, 10 to 15 emotes is good for most people. But there's nothing worse than when somebody's like, hey, throw my, I don't want to say the wrong thing and have somebody pissed off, but throw my horseshoe emote onto the chat. And then you go to your emotes and you're scrolling, and then you hit somebody that has 9 pages of emotes, and you're literally scrolling through just to get to theirs or to get to your emotes. It's a little annoying. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, exactly. And I want to post my own. I have an emote that I use when I typically enter a room, and that emote, they put our emotes, the actual user of the phone, they put our emotes at the bottom, right before the Twitch emotes. So there's a lot of work getting to my emotes sometimes. Angie V has a lot, but she has so many people. You need to be able to separate out your own identity. That's why she has. I mean, when she goes on a stream and there's 1,000+ people, you don't want everybody just having the same emote. So hers she's a different example. The same thing with DJ Scene. So many emotes, so many. Yeah, but maybe I'm just having lack of emote envy. But it's the quality, not the quantity. It's the quality. That's what I tell myself every day. Revelation Foods, what is going on? All right, I'm going from the bottom up because I'm so far behind. You can use your bit badges for other emote ideas. Actually, you're right. Yeah, you're right about that. Good call. Thank you so much. 5. Okay, so it's a very interesting comment, because 5 for affiliate is not so much that it isn't enough. Because depending on where you are in that affiliate, the problem is there is nothing in between affiliate and partner, in my opinion, because you have nobody, then affiliate, which is super easy to really get to if you just focus a little time. I mean, most people should be able to get to affiliate like that. But then getting to partner is so extreme that they need another level. They really need another level, you know, but for whatever reason, that's their choice. DJ Seraph says, will they release DDJ 800 for Serrano? Good question. I mean, historically it says no, because, you know, the 800 came out, I think the 800 came out before the 1000 SRT. So I'm not putting a lot of stock in it, but you never know. You never know. Again, I'm not talking about any unreleased products. No unreleased products I can't talk about because I'm under NDA. So, I mean, there are certain things I can talk about, but specifically, I can't talk about Rain and I can't talk about Pioneer because I have NDAs with both of them. If you ask me about something else, that, you know, things might change. Okay. Gruel Intention says, thoughts on DSLR versus mirrorless for YouTube videos and a bit of live streaming. Well, in all honesty, when it's all said and done, DSLR and mirrorless are virtually the same thing. Okay. It's basically a mirrorless DSLR. DSLR is like the body style. Okay. But the mirrorless is just the mirror setting, the mirror system in the body itself, how the picture is taken onto the SD card or the, you know, or the capture card. More importantly, I use DSLRs / mirrorless because I'm on the whole Lumix line. I have a G9, G7, and a Blackmagic 4K that I'm probably gonna have to send back. So now I'm trying to figure out what I want to replace my third camera with. What do you guys think in the chat? I'm on the fence. Now, one of the reasons that I never liked Sony was because it didn't have a flip out camera. And for people like me, when I'm vlogging, this was before quarantine. When I'm vlogging, I need to be able to see that I'm in focus on the camera. So it's nice to be able to have that flip out. Now, the A7S III came out with the flip out this year. Problem is, the A7S III is $3,600 without a lens. The A7 III, which I liked, but it didn't have a flip out, I'm kind of leaning towards the A7 III for like my main A camera and then shift things over to B. Kind of leaning to it because I don't need to be able to see myself in this camera because I have the ATEM and it shows me how I look. So I'm kind of on the fence between that, you know, kind of. Just because I would really like to have better autofocus. Like I've learned to deal with the fact that I don't have, like my autofocus is good, but it's inconsistently good on the Lumix line. Like my G9 has the best autofocus out of any of the Lumix cameras, and it'll work great. And then all of a sudden one day it's like, I don't want to see you. You can't see me. That's how it's doing it. So it just won't get me in focus. Or for something like this little back area with this contrast differentiation, this can be a problem. So like if it's just a white background, it'd probably find me fine because of contrast. I'm black, the wall's white, easy. But when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, this is the problem. But I can't just have a white background because that would be boring. So I'm still looking at the Sony or the Canon just for in here, just for these types of shots for my A cam in here. I'll still take this camera out for vlogs just because it's easier. Anyway, okay. Let's see what else is he using the bandwidth. He totally is using the bandwidth. It's his stupid he's got the iPhone 5G. I guarantee you it's like, we're 5G, but really we're just gonna take all the bandwidth out of your house. Okay. All right, let's move up and see if I missed anything before I jump back down. Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate that. Yeah, you know, it's funny. So Carrie just used a video that I thought was dead in the water. So most people know that in the beginning of quarantine, I released a video on streaming to IG using Yellow Duck. And it's not just Yellow Duck. I mean, there's a couple of other ones that were like InstaFeed. That was another one that you could use it with. But I talked specifically about Yellow Duck. When it blew up. It's like, I think it might be like 180,000 views. Like, it's besides my Beats Solo video, it's the highest video. And Beats Solo took 3 years to hit those numbers. I hit this in under a year. So I'm really happy with that one. But I thought that since most people weren't really doing IG anymore, that it was done. But there are still people that are using it, and the views are still going up. So thank you, Carrie, for that view. Appreciate you. Okay. All right, let's see here. I'm just going to post this and not answer this. DJ The Force in the house. Good to see you, fam. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to help people out just so there is no confusion. In case you're wondering, I'm not looking at my junk. There's a keyboard down here. Okay. All right. There we go. Just because I like you guys and I don't want to do anything to hurt anybody's feelings. All right. So let's see if anybody actually answered my question. Let's see if anybody has answered my question about the cameras. Mixmaster GNL, though, good to see you, bro. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Let's scroll down and see. I almost want to make Carrie a mod just because. Just because. I know she's got enough on her plate, but I kind of want to, you know what? I won't make her a mod. What I'm going to do is let's see, did it work? Yep. Okay. There you go, Carrie. Carrie's a VIP. Carrie is now a VIP. All right. So let's see. Yeah. Look, I'm trying to type fast, Lady Beats. Jesus. Okay. So we're talking spicy, right? We're talking spicy. And Lady Beats has been spicy since the morning. Legitimately, since I got on the show, she has been like spicy town. Now, is that because she's got that Miami flavor to her? But she's been spicy. There you go. There you go. What the hell? How come it didn't go away? There we go. Okay. Back to the questions. Hopefully there's questions and not just spiciness, Lady Beats. All right. DJ Remark in the house. What is going on? Boom Bap Kids. Woes. Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. All right. Now, curiously, is this your spy movie mix? Actually, this is copyright free music. This is music that I actually wrote myself. So some of my older productions that I had sitting in my iTunes. So that's what you're hearing right now. Okay. All right, let's see. Cruel Intentions. Let's see. Canon webcam utility actually works really well in OBS. Not sure if it would work with a multicam setup. There's no reason that it can't work with the multicam setup because OBS can have as many multicams as they want. I can't personally use it because I'm using ATEM. So there's no USB input. All of my cameras have to be HDMI. But if you are using OBS, and I'm not against OBS, I need to be clear about this. ATEM for me is a better choice. Actually, I am now the legitimate owner of the ATEM Mini Pro ISO. So this will be here for as long as I use it. I know that's actually for T Diesel, that statement. Have you considered Switcher Studio? I'm a huge fan of using my iPad versus buying a massive streaming rig. You know, like I said, that's why I use the ATEM. ATEM is the same concept. It's a dedicated streaming rig. As a matter of fact, even though I'm not using it now because I am using StreamYard, and I might be using another program soon enough. I'm working on a deal with another company right now. So I might even be moving from StreamYards. We're going to test some things out. But the ATEM Mini Pro, not the ISO, which is what I have, because the ISO allows you to record. Okay, so you have 3 lines. I would talk about this again, just because. So we have 3 lines. You have the ATEM Mini, which is basically, hold on, I still have it here. Hold on a minute. Let me grab it for you guys. All right, give me half a second to grab this thing. Okay, so this right here is the ATEM Mini. Now, you can ignore the multitude of buttons here because for the most part, we're not even going to use these things, okay? But what's good about the ATEM, and let me take this guy off so at least you can kind of see. What's good about the ATEM is you have 3 versions, okay? You have the ATEM Mini. The ATEM Mini looks just like this. And then you have the ATEM Mini Pro, and we'll explain the reasoning. And I'm actually going to do a video about this, hopefully Wednesday, which will really break it down. But in a nutshell, the ATEM Mini has 4 HDMI inputs and an HDMI output, and then a USB out, okay? And then Ethernet, because you need some way to stream. Okay, actually the Pro doesn't have Ethernet. Anyway, USB out. So the base model sends out your program image to your OBS, and then you can use all 4 inputs and switch from within here to be used in OBS. Easy enough. You can't stream directly from this box because, well, they don't allow it. You have 2 mic inputs, mic 1 and mic 2, and then you have a software which is called the ATEM Switcher software. And that's where you get all of the benefits of the power of what an ATEM can do. So you have things like being able to run compressors and sound isolation and beefing up sound. Like you can do that all from the program. And once it's set and it's on, it adjusts. It just sends it to there. So people say it runs hot. There's fans in them, so I've never had to run mine on a fan at all, ever. but they do run a little hot, but that's what these little holes are for. There are fans in the box and they will vent out heat from within there. Now, that is the A10 Mini. The Pro line does everything that A10 Mini does, but it allows you to stream directly from within the box. So on the basic version, it outputs in 1080p, but it's JPEG versus like moving pictures. Kind of complicated, but either way, the picture quality is good. As you can see, I'm outputting USB right now. Picture quality is good, but it's not the same as when you are streaming directly from the A10 Mini Pro. That's what makes this thing so amazing, because I can just hit on air and I'm streaming to any place I want to right from there. Okay. That's great. The picture quality is absolutely amazing. The compression that the ATEM takes up gives you a really small data footprint, takes up very little bandwidth. It's like 5 to 6 megs with a great picture. Unlike some of the other ones, like with OBS, some of the things you do might force you to use, 9, 10 megs a second. It has a great green screen built in, okay, and like I said, the audio sections, and you have your 4 channels. There's no there's no video conversion happening on your computer if you use the USB, because it's all being sent out here and it's sending out one stream versus 4 cameras. Because if you run 4 cameras into your computer and you don't have a good enough computer, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it a lot. So this comes in handy. Then you have the ISO, which is the one I'm using right now, over there. The difference between the ISO and this is one thing, which I didn't mention before. The Pro allows you to record. You can record your feed. So if I do a live stream and I go live stream right from in here, I can record my actual feed using the USB out, and it's USB-C. I can record it right there. So I can record copyrighted music that's going to be blocked out in a minute right to my USB card, and I get a great picture, great audio. It's got all the compression, everything's already built in. Now, the ISO does that, but it does a little more. So when you record out of the Pro, it takes basically the one program feed, which means all of it are compressed into one channel. Okay. So even if I'm switching, it's still just one video file. The ISO allows you to record each HDMI input as a separate file. So then I can take that and then make my cuts, make my edits. So when I'm doing my YouTube videos or anything that requires multiple cameras, it has completely sped up the ability for me to do all of my video edits. So absolutely love it. And price wise, they basically double each time. So I think the regular one is like 300. The Pro is 600 and the ISO is like 900. Most people do not need the ISO. Okay. But I would recommend people, if they have the money, to buy the Pro, because the Pro will allow you to stream straight on. So if something happens to your computer and you're not using the OBS, you can still stream with that box without issue. You need to have it connected to Ethernet though. Keep that in mind. Okay. That was a lot. All right. Eddie Luna says, what do you see in the future of DJ gigs this year? I don't. I see a few gigs here and there. I see a lot of house parties. I see a lot of outdoor events, but it won't be the numbers that we've come to expect, and you're going to see a lot of people that are going to come into the DJ space that are very, very cheap, and they're going to go against what our normal rates are. So we're going to have to really prove to people why we are worth the numbers that we charge, or do something with value added. DJ Surf says 6400, 6600. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that, but I don't really want to go APC. I mean, I'm smaller than APC right now in the Lumix line, but if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to go full frame. But I do like the 6600. That's a great camera. But if I'm going to use that for an A cam, it's got to be full frame. You know, if it were a B cam, yeah, I'd probably get the 6600. Okay. Oh, and I didn't even mention, thank you, Dahlia. The ATEMs all produce 1080p at up to 60 frames per second. Right out of the box. Let me see. I want you to show me 1080p on your OBS computer that doesn't cost you $2,000. I want to see legitimate 1080p 60 on your OBS computer. And that's something that you're likely not going to be able to do. Okay. Yeah, use what you got. You know, that's Barty Cuts for streaming. He prefers Canon has a great picture. A great picture. But use what you got. Real DJ AK-47 in the house. Good to see you, girl. Let's see. The XT4 is a beast, Dean Guest. I've seen a lot of examples from that. I'm a big photo guy, so people always wonder, like, well, I follow you, but who do you follow? I barely follow DJs on my YouTube. Most of my stuff is either photography, video, cool video shoots, or like science. Like, I'm a huge science guy, so I like watching like those weird kind of pseudo documentaries, breaking down life and all that stuff. Like, that's kind of my thing. But I don't watch a lot of DJ streams. I really don't. Okay. Revelation Food says, Terry, what is the best mic for DJing? There isn't really a best mic for DJing. And I will say it depends on what kind of DJing you're doing. But if we're talking DJ streaming or DJing live in the public, just make sure it's a dynamic mic. Dynamic. This mic is dynamic. So what that means is you have, I'm drawing a blank on what the other mic is called right now. Condenser. There it is. Okay. So you have condenser mics and dynamic mics. Condenser mic is like the mics they use at the studios. Okay. So professional quality, like I have a Rode NTK sitting somewhere around here. I have too much gear. Okay. This is a Rode NTK. It is probably my favorite studio microphone. What's good about this microphone is it's excellent quality sounding, but it doesn't break the bank. So it's an expensive microphone. I mean, look, when you're always talking about microphones, condenser microphones don't come cheap. But this microphone is more affordable than the most of them, and it sounds absolutely amazing. It is a tubed condenser microphone. Now, what's good about this? The reason why you want to go with condenser mics for studio work is that it will record every nuance coming out of your mouth. Or, and don't drop it, universally, so true, or any sound in the room. So if you're doing like, I don't know, a timpani or something like that, and you want to get that whole nuance, or you're recording the guitar strings or acoustics, you want to use a condenser microphone. You want to get every single bit of range coming out of that instrument, or vocals. Okay, so that's why you would do a condenser. Condensers are not good for any type of live events. Why? Because they pick up, captures the nuance of your AC and hum. Hey, that's that too. Okay. But it's not good for live events because it does capture everything. And what that means is if I am DJing, I'm DJing somewhere live and people are screaming, and the sound is projecting at the speakers, but it's hitting a wall and bouncing back to me. Or I have a studio monitor or an audio monitor and it's coming in. All of that sound is bleeding into that condenser microphone. That's not good. That'll make your sound like crap. So you get yourself a dynamic mic, and then it'll cause feedback. Universal will. Exactly. So the dynamic microphones are basically, think of it as like directional microphones. Okay. So on a dynamic mic, this element right here, this front element, is where the microphone is. It's the only place that you're going to get sound. So if I get audio coming from this monitor over here or people talking, it's going to be extremely low compared to a condenser microphone, and you don't get all that feedback. So a dynamic mic always works better. Now, you don't have to get this one. You don't have to get the Rode mic, even though the Rode Pod mic, I actually like the Pod mic. I think it sounds great, and I don't have an issue with it. But if you get yourself any Shure, SM58, 57, even the Pile microphones are decent. You'll be fine. So there isn't a real great one. All of my wired microphones have always been Shures, and you can get a wired Shure, like SM58, for like $70, somewhere around there. Like they're really affordable, and you will get, you want it to be dynamic. Okay, I'm gonna put this mic down. Would it have been hilarious if I just like threw it to the side? I do miss recording. It's been a long time since I've actually used that microphone. And that's another thing about those types of microphones. They last forever. Forever. Anyway. Okay. All right, let's scroll down here. Mighty Rel, the only guest we have is me. Hope you're enjoying me. That's all we got today. As I said before, and I will say it again, for anybody wondering, Wednesday, hopefully it's on here, right? Okay, nope, that's not what I wanted. Wednesday, we got DJ Rhetmatic in the house. Rhetmatic in the house, that's Wednesday. That'll be a 12 o'clock show. So make sure you are around for that one. That one's going to be super, super dope. Wake up in Cleveland, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's on Wednesday. And I got several other people coming. For anybody that wasn't here before, this next week is going to be jam-packed with like dope DJs and artists. This is actually on me. I'm trying to get 69 Beats in. If anybody does or doesn't know who 69 Beats is, 69 Beats is this super dope DJ, international DJ that just won the Phase competition. Super dope. You've probably seen his videos and you just don't even know who he is. He's amazing. So I have him coming on, and that'll be fun. I have several people this month coming on. Monday is he's a Q Point wizard, exactly. Monday is my birthday. So Monday, I'm just gonna kind of spill the beans, but it is what it is. Monday on the 18th is my birthday. So for all of you people that weren't here earlier, I'm doing a 12-hour live stream from 1 p.m. on Sunday to 1 a.m. into Monday morning. So 12 hours. Math, yay. But so that's going to be all day. So anybody that's DJing on Sunday, if you could show some support and, after you're done with your streams, raid me. Just, hit that raid and send them over to me. That's all I ask. That would be a great birthday present. So that's Sunday. And by the way, I know some people are football fans. Nope, just 12 hours, AK-47. Just me, 12 hours, no raid train. Just me. So if, I lost my train of thought. Damn Ray Train, lost my train of thought. So I'm going till 1, then I'm going to bed. Hey, followers or smallowers, if you got 3 people, send them with you after you're done with your stream. I'm not a big fan of people like, oh, well, I don't want to raid this person because I only have 2 people or I only have 1. Who cares? You just sent 2 people to my stream. I'm going to appreciate that. If I'm DJing at a nightclub and 2 people walk in and like, hey, Cleveland Terry, what's up? I'm like, hey, I don't know you. Where'd you come from? Oh, Paris told me to come and see you. You're dope. I would be so happy. So I don't know why people think that sending 2 people or 5 people or 8 people is like this slight. We appreciate every single raid. So thank you, honestly. So that's what I'm doing on Sunday. And for anybody, I think I'm gonna set up my green screen for a little bit because the Rams are playing on Sunday and I'm a huge Rams fan. So what'll happen is I will probably have the game playing in the background. Stole that from Angie B. Yeah, I did it. I will have the game playing on the screen so you can watch me and watch that because that's me. I'm a Rams fan. Hey, Carrie, are the Raiders in the playoffs? Is that too soon? Too soon? So, basically, after I'm done with the show, I'm going to go to bed. That's why I'm going into my birthday. We'll sing happy birthday, whatever. I'm going to bed because Monday morning on the 18th, I got the world famous, none other than one of the best living DJs on the planet, Scratch Bastard, will be on the show. So that is amazing. I'm super excited about that. You guys got to tell all your friends, tell everybody. That's going to be a super, all of my shows are dope. I don't want to say that any one guest is better than another guest, but kind of a big deal. And I'm appreciate him even being willing to do it. So, yeah, it should be dope. And then I have several other people that I'm locking down for the rest of the month. So it'll be a good time. We're gonna have a good time over the next couple of weeks. So, and I don't know if anybody saw him, Gary. I don't know if anybody saw him on, oh God. This is what happens when you don't sleep because you're shooting videos the night before. I don't know if you guys saw him on Melody Scratch Party. Thank you, Daja. Appreciate that. But we're talking about world-class DJs, okay? Everybody there was a world-class DJ. Whole lineup. Like one of those lineups that you kind of put into your dream lineup things, they were all there. And I kid you not, Scratch Bastard was operating on such a high level that I'm not saying that anybody looked bad because they're all amazing, but it felt night and day in this weird way. And I know that sounds bad coming from me like that, but it's just one of those things. And maybe it's because it's not so much that everybody operates in their own lane, so you really can't compare other people. And I agree with you. They all did operate in their own lane, and they're all dope in their own respects. But Scratch is like an amalgamation. That, by the way, that's my word. I love using that word. He's an amalgamation of all the DJs. So if you take every one of those DJs and you put them together, then you have Scratch Bastard. So he can do everything there else can do, but then he can do the other things. It's amazing. He's just amazing. I'm a huge fan of him, so hopefully I don't geek out too much. Hopefully. All right. I did see a highlighted chat here. Board in, I think it was at Delaware. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, it did feel like a DJ concert. 100%. 100%. All right, let's see. Diamond Lee in the house. Good to see you. And he does have crazy energy too. That's probably one of those defining differences. He got on and it was like, it kind of gives me the same feeling. And a lot of people haven't seen Busta Rhymes in concert, but I will say this, as far as concerts go, and I've been to many concerts, as far as concerts go, there is nobody with more energy on a stage. There's nobody that can do more with just him and a hype man. One hype man, Spliff Star. He's the only one that can put on the most amazing show with just the two of them. Energy for days. That's Busta Rhymes. That's a little bit how I feel about Scratch Bastard. He just brings the energy and it's intoxicating. You can't ignore it. You know, he doesn't shy away from it. He actually goes in on it. And that's the difference between a lot of other DJs and him. You know, even a lot of other streams. Like you watch certain people and they're dope DJs, but for whatever reason, they don't go in and you don't feel them like you do with other people. So anyway, all right, that's enough. I was going to say something bad, but I won't. KRS-One is dope too. I actually saw KRS-One out in San Diego of all places. And he's dope too. But still, nobody matches Busta. Nobody matches Busta. Okay, let's see if we got... Look, hey guys, you guys keep telling me who to watch. I've watched Cypress Hill. I'm telling you, nobody matches Busta. And again, we're talking Cypress Hill with a group of people, okay? Busta alone is still night and day better than others. Yeah. Yep. All these people, they know. Love Sick in the house. What's going on, girl? Oh, Jam. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. For anybody that was wondering, yeah, Bastard will be on Monday. We got Repmatic on Wednesday and Buster on Scratch Bastard on Monday. Bored in Delaware. Okay. All right. Mulberry asked me, how do I handle streaming sync? Okay, good question. So on the ATEM, okay. I think he's talking specifically about like ATEM or any type of capture card. Now, when you have a camera, let's say you have a DSLR, and you go from the HDMI out to the HDMI capture card, USB into your computer for OBS, or you go HDMI out into the ATEM, okay? And you don't use the microphone that's in the camera, okay? So I don't wire up my mixer to go directly into the camera as the audio feed. There is an inherent delay in audio coming from HDMI, which means that your audio will come earlier than your video, okay? So the only way around that is to either run your audio through your camera and use that audio, or B, you need to put in a delay. Now, OBS and ATEM both have delay software built into their systems. Maybe some people don't know about the ATEM, but if you go into, I will show you because that's the kind of guy I am. Now, sometimes when I do this, it doesn't show pop-ups. So this might be the case. All right. So in the ATEM, this is your standard ATEM section here. And you got your cams. You got all these things you can see. I'm clicking on the screen like that's my cam. But as I switch it, it switches to all my cams. All right. Like so. Now, move over to audio. And then you have all of my audio. So this is my microphone right here. This is my audio for the mixer. And then if I was using my lapel mic, my Rode Go, this is the mic right here. These are sound enhancement effects. So basically noise cancellation, beef up my voice a little bit, give myself a little more bass, things like that. So that's all in these things. Up here, you see I have a frame delay. This frame delay is the difference between me sounding on or off. So there is no, where did it go? There is no hard science for it. You just kind of have to play with it. But for me, for whatever reason on this camera, a 6 frame delay, audio delay is what I need. Every camera is different. That's how it works for me. But I have found that if you're using like OBS, I think somewhere around 350 milliseconds is a good starting point to sync everything up. It's a good starting point. Like you can go there and be pretty much okay. You might be slightly out of sync depending, but it's a good starting point. Okay. Boomer Naughty in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's drop down and then go back up. Oh, well there you go. Barty Cut says, Barty Cut says YouTube has video sync test videos you can use to tweak settings. Dope. I've actually never even used those. I just eyeball it. Okay, so let's jump down here. D-Arch says, I have a bone to pick with you. You have an emote that says no whole songs. That doesn't hold true for Deep Soulful House. We can play the whole song. Really, we can. Put the bone back into your system. You don't have to pick the bone with me. Because, as I said before, your mileage may vary. Not every song needs to be cut. And people, first of all, you have to realize it with things like YouTube, with my emotes. The reason why I had that emote on there is because, well, 2 reasons. I do fly through music when I'm DJing, and also because of the video. Because the video got so much love and hate all wrapped up. Like, I had a lot of people like, true, this works. And I had some angry ass people. Angry. I had people so angry. I had one person, a rather large YouTuber, so butthurt by my statement, as if I forced him to do this himself. Like I was at his house with a gun saying, cut the song. He made a video about me. Made a video. But you know what he didn't do? He didn't say my name. He said, I was on YouTube and some idiot showed up in my feed, and I was like, what is he talking about? I went to his channel, and then he just like went off on me for like 10 minutes. So I went to his stream, and then I posted, hey man, and I broke it down. Look, it's not for everything, but in general, if you are DJing, you will find that that cutting songs instead of playing whole songs, you will have a better party if you do that. And he never even responded to his chat. So we're not friends. And this was before. People on YouTube like to kind of qualify your statements by the amount of people you have. You know, and at that point, I was lower. So he just didn't have time to respond to me. Well, I'm not so low anymore. But anyway, so my no whole songs thing rings true if first off, you are playing any type of new popular music, all of that disposable pop and hip hop, fly through that stuff. Now, we can't compare what Twitch is doing or YouTube or Mixcloud or wherever you're DJing to like the real world, okay? DJing a nightclub, DJing a private event. If you DJ a nightclub or a private event, specifically nightclubs, you can't really play whole songs, okay? Now, if it's a classic or you're trying to get to a part, different story altogether. But if it's disposable music, and you know what I mean by disposable music, if you play whole songs, you're gonna have half your crowd checking out. And the reason that I said it that way was because, and the reason why people responded the way they do, is not because I said cut your songs. That's bullshit. The reason that they got so mad is because it put into question who they were. And it put into question if they were flying through music. And come on, 2.5 minutes is not really flying through music. All right? I didn't say cut it after 30 seconds. I said go a maximum of 2 verses, 2 hooks, and maybe mix out on the bridge. That is not the most hardcore thing. The problem is most people, and this is facts, most people don't know enough about music. They don't have a big enough catalog to be able to play songs quicker. That's facts. Every time I've ever seen somebody kind of playing and people are like bored and they're looking at them, it's like, why aren't you playing? Oh, well, because I want to hold these songs until the end of the night, and I gotta extend myself a little bit. That's because you don't have enough music. You might have enough music, but you don't know what the hell to play. There, I said it. That's just facts. I learned quickly, the faster you can mix, the more you'll learn your catalog. Anyway. Yeah, DJ Johnny Dynamite says, if you play a whole song in clubs and ATL, you will be fired at the end of the night. Better win point to best verses. Look, we are living in an age where we have all the technology, okay? All the technology. You mean to tell me that if you're playing All About the Benjamins, and maybe you play Puffy's verse, and then you wouldn't be better off just going to either Lil' Kim's verse or straight to Biggie's verse? Or if you're playing Scenario, or if you're playing Choice Is Yours, going from the first verse hook into engine number 9, you mean to tell me you don't think that would be better for your party? Better for your club? I don't buy it. I don't buy it that you really believe that, you know? And I don't care that 2 people in the crowd want to hear the whole damn song. Who cares? If there's 200 people in the crowd and 2 people want to hear the whole song, that is not a consensus. I'm getting out of that song. I would rather have 1 pissed off person or 2 pissed off people and 198 hyped up amped people. I'm doing my job. All right. Enough of the vent. So Fabulous says it's called play to the attention span of your audience. Exactly. Now look, if I'm playing a lounge, if I'm playing chill, if I'm playing for old people, if I'm playing for grandpa and I'm playing Frank Sinatra, I am not getting out of music. I am playing the whole song until the end. Okay? If I am playing house music has changes throughout the entire song for the most part. So you have to let these things play. So don't ask me about house music. Don't ask me about, Afro or any electros type stuff. I'm talking even dubstep, okay? All of that stuff, different animal, okay? Because I know people are like, what about house music? Or what about Latin music? You play the whole song. I know this. I'm not an idiot. That's why I can say these things. But for the most part, you can't do that. But Twitch, different animal altogether. Lovesick says, I play whole songs on Twitch, but not in the club. Exactly. I've actually played songs longer on Twitch than I ever would anywhere else. And because Twitch isn't as much about the DJ skill sets as it is about the vibe. Because I'm gonna spend more time probably talking to people and talking about the song I'm playing versus hey, look at me, I'm beat juggling. Look at me, I'm doing all these things. Even if I did do that, that would be short. So different story altogether. But you can feel, and this is probably one of the things that drives me nuts about a lot of DJs out there. And most people that get offended are because there are those DJs, in all honesty. Okay. Like, I don't get offended about people when people make comments, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not that guy. You know, it's kind of like the Chris Rock comedy routine when he's talking about ladies at the club dancing to the most raunchy music on the planet. Because when women hear that music, they say, he ain't talking about me, so they can keep dancing to it. That's the same way I am when people criticize DJs or say something about, oh, this is what a DJ is. I don't get offended because I know that's not me. The people that get offended, the people that get butthurt about things are usually, and this is not just DJing, this is like real life. If you get offended about something, it's usually because you are that person. And that's the only reason. So when I tell people these things and they get offended, shoe fits on the right foot. Just saying. Okay. Yeah. If I'm playing for my mama and I drop some Al Green, I'll play Al Green through the whole night. Okay. But if I'm playing like Too Short and I'm at a club on What's My Favorite Word, I'm probably cutting out right there. Or if I'm playing Jay-Z, Public Service Announcement, I'm not playing till the breakdown and the guy's talking and doing all this stuff. I'm out. Pick your spots. Pick your spots. Okay. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. My DMX Go. My DMX Go is fine. I think I use my DMX Go. Duh. My DMX Go is basically what is it called? I don't have my there's my iPad. I forget what it's called, but it's not a copy because I believe they might have bought them or at least licensed. Oh, dead iPad. Okay. Well, that's not an option anymore. So, but there is another software that basically is the ones that came out with it first. And then American DJ, yeah, bought them. So they came out with their MyDX version. I don't know if they bought them or whatnot, but I know that they have the rights to use this program. But it's the exact same software. And if you open up MyDMX Go or you open up the other software, that software will work with American DJ stuff. So it's literally a one-to-one. Okay. T Diesel asks me, but MyDMX Go, the software that they use, it's great. It's great for people that don't want to think too much about the light show, especially if you have moving heads. Okay. If you don't have moving heads, you could probably get away with other things. But with moving heads, the hardest part of programming moving heads is programming angles and sweeps and cool things. And that kind of stuff for the average person takes more time. If you're using any type of DMX, you're like, okay, scene one, point, moving head over here. Scene two, point, moving head here. Scene three, here. Scene four, here. Scene five. You get it? And then you have to run this process to make it do this. It's a lot of work. So MyDMX Go takes all that out of it. And they already have their own things in there. And they show you what they look like. It's a really easy program. It's for your iPad. It's wireless. And then you can just run it. I love it. Now, I am going to be using SoundSwitch because I told my guys at Rain that I would give it a look. I've actually owned SoundSwitch since it was released. And I started using it and I liked it, but it still required more work than I wanted. And it couldn't do static lighting. So in the event that I was using SoundSwitch for my private event and I had up lighting around the room, at the end of the dance set, when I want to go back to just uplights, a solid state. It didn't have that. It has it now. So I told him I would give it a chance. But Mojax uses it and Mojax loves it. Universal Will, thank you. I'm actually glad I woke up too. Like I said, I wasn't really sure when I was in bed, and my bed was really, really comfortable today. Really comfortable. Plus I gotta take products back to things, and it's just a lot. All right. Somebody asked me, how's my scratching going? It's actually going very well. I'm gonna do a video on that one too in the next day or so, because I've been kind of documenting and cutting things up and going from there. Interestingly enough, and Mulberry, thank you, Light Writer. That's the software that basically my DMX Go uses, depending on how you look at it. But I have been focusing on both hands. I've been really focusing on this week on control, because there's been a lot of scratches that I've been able to do, but almost been able to do them accidentally. I want to get away from the accidentally and know that when I do a certain thing, or the certain thing that's in my head, that I'm able to do it. So that's the key. I'll talk about it in the video, but I used a couple of different videos in order to do it. A lot of homeroom. I went there first because they were right there and easy. And it forced me to slow down. And the good news is there's a lot of scratches that I already knew, but just never really took the time to focus on. But there are some scratches that I was like, oh, I can do them, but then they started to pick up the pace and I struggled. So those I'm getting better at, but I'm doing both hands. So one of the things, actually, which I'll talk about in the video too, but one of the things that I noticed, and I realized it more during my interview with Melody. Depending on who you ask, there is this understanding that if you are scratching, your main hand, the hand you write with, okay, should be the hand that's on the crossfader, okay? Because you have control over it, so you can do all the things you normally do, and because you spend the majority of your time using the crossfader versus the record. A lot of people don't realize that in reality, when you are using the record, you're probably you're letting go, you're pulling back slightly. Maybe you're doing, militaries, or maybe you're doing a baby scratch, but that's about all your hand really does. The crossfader is what does all of the cut in and cut outs. So when you're using the crossfader, when you're using your hand, the idea is it's not as important, but it is important because there are certain scratches that you're naturally going to do better with your dominant hand. So I have noticed that, wow, I can do certain scratches with this hand. It doesn't sound as good because I don't have as much control over this hand. Make sense? But on this hand, the sound is good, but I don't have as much control with my crossfade. So I've been focusing on really getting this hand to be a little better at the crossfader because I never really worked on it. It's like Frankenstein's body. It's like I have pieces of things in place. So it is what it is. It's all time. It just takes time. I've said it already. My scratches are cleaner within 1 week of scratching than they have been in years. Okay. And forcing yourself to do both sides has been helping me tremendously. So, but I will show that video. Even though, depending on what you're doing, I'm still, there will be good days and there will be bad days. Some days you will do it and it's almost like an out-of-body experience. When you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe my hand is doing this today. And then other days you'll try the same thing and it's like you got an alien arm on, in all honesty. So, that's where we are. That's where we are. But I will put that in the video. Like I said, I am trying to be very transparent with people, because as I said before, I can make a scratch video look good if, I take the time. But in order to just free flow and keep it going for longer than a couple of, 10, 20 seconds, not me. Not me. Okay, so let's see here. Who else we got? We'll answer a couple more questions, and then we are definitely going to sign off because we are now at 12:20, and I have so back to what I was saying. So Epic. So yeah, Epic says, crossfade with your right hand, with your writing hand. Correct. But as I was using my right hand on the record, like I said, I noticed I had more control. So for certain scratches, it may make more sense to go the other way, but I can transform so much better with my right hand. So much better. Okay. Rob Brand says, I'm in the market for some SC6000s. Safe to buy. That is that's a very interesting question, because if we're talking about, I don't know, there is nothing on the market right now that matches everything that you get from an SC6000. Nothing. And I'm not sure that there will be for a long time. So if you were interested in the Denons, you're not going to get any CDJ style hardware that's not a controller. You're not going to get that anywhere else. I don't foresee anything happening with that. That's just an opinion, though. Just an opinion. Yeah, but I've heard Epic Scratch. Epic Scratch has no issues with scratching. Scratches are clean. Okay. DJ Kluby says, DJ Kluby says, first time here. How you getting on with stems on VDJ? Stems are good. To be honest with you, I have been using DJ also. So last week I started using DJ, and I think they both do it well. I think that DJ might have a better user section for the stems, because they have two different types of stems. They have isolation pads and or mute pads. So you know that with VDJ, you have to mute out the pads that you don't want. But with DJ, you can just say, no, I only want the vocals, or I only want the drums. So I'm a fan of both of them. I just don't know. NX1, my NDA is for in music. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Johnny Dynamite says, webcam Logitech versus what I'm currently using, DSLR and GoPros into HDMI video capture. Will I lose clarity going to a webcam? Yes and no. Depends on the webcam. I have not used Brio, so I couldn't tell you, but I know there are some damn good webcams out there. Like the Logitech 920 has a really good resolution. I don't have a problem with that. Now, the issue has never been the resolution of a camera. The issue has been the low light situation, because webcams are notorious for having questionable low light capabilities. And the more you introduce the lack of light, the grainier your picture is going to get. So you have to make sure that your low light is just as good. Low light has everything to do with the amount of light entering the lens and the sensor size. The bigger the sensor size, the better the low light is. Okay, so all of these webcams, all of these things typically have super small, like, iPhone size sensors in them. So as long as you run light, as long as you have a lot of light on you, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Del John, thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Is Professor BX in the house? Because he's saying, Oh, okay, so Professor BX says use your dominant hand on the record for the funk, use it on the fader for the technical. Fair enough. Fair enough. I like that answer. I think the most important part is if you can be ambidextrous with both of your hands, you'll be fine. One of the things that, like Philip Tan said, I recently discovered that it's easier to scribble with my dominant hand. Yes, it is easier, but I believe that you should be able to scribble with both hands. That is one of the most used scratches that you will do. So being able to scribble on both hands is very, very important. Like, I think you should be able to scribble, and you should probably be able to do some form of chirp on both hands. If you can do that, you can probably get away with a lot of knowing a lot of other things. But like, I think my transforms will probably always be on the left deck with my right dominant hand, with just some minor, who knows? I'm saying some minor. I'm trying to do everything. Okay. Mulberry says, I was impressed with my newest mix recording and stopped practicing. Not okay, so getting back to practice. It is amazing how quickly you can lose your skill sets when you don't practice. It is amazing. Okay. Let's see, a couple more and then we're going to get out of here. Let's see. Phil Tan says, yes, man, webcams seem to have less latency. That's why I'm considering switching. The latency has everything to do with your capture card and the camera itself. Some cameras will just have more latency, and if you're using certain things like if you're using a DSLR like the Canon software that's kind of emulating a computer or emulating a USB output webcam, there is just inherent latency in it. No way around that. No way around that. Okay. All right. All right. G-Rock says, any recommendation for a controller for someone who's never done digital DJing but has some vinyl experience? What should I get? Well, I think it depends. Don't think about digital DJing as like a thing, okay? Because in reality, you can DJ as futuristic or as basic as you want. I can go right now into Serrano, turn it to absolute mode, and it'll feel just like I'm using vinyl. Meaning the needle has to be at a certain place. If I pick up the needle and move it, it's going to change the part of the song. So that is not an issue, okay? If you turn it into absolute mode, it'll feel just like it. It'll be a little harder on a controller because you can't pick up the needle and move it. So that's why internal mode and relative mode is your friend. A lot of people, I'm realizing now, don't use relative mode. I am shocked. Relative mode is your best friend as a digital DJ, as a hybrid DJ. I don't use absolute anymore. Absolute is necessary, but not welcome. If I can't use relative mode when you're using turntables, basically means that if I put the needle on, or if I put, well, for instance, I'm using phase right now, but relative mode basically means that no matter where the needle is on the record, it will play exactly where the song is. So when the needle, for instance, if we're all used to this, moves to the center here and turns off, it sends it into internal mode. Okay. The difference is on your needle, as you are playing, as it gets to the end, it's not just gonna, change to internal mode. You can move it back to the beginning. You can continue to move it and you don't have any issues. I'm shocked that more people don't use internal mode. I mean, relative mode. I mean, put it in the chat. Who uses absolute versus relative in the chat? Put it in the chat. And I know I butchered that response because I'm tired and I'm about ready to get off. Okay. So nobody can answer this question until it gets released. Okay. Yeah, relative to real vinyl precision. Thank you. I'm having a lot of people helping today. My speech is on its way out. This is very true. Although, that's probably why I'm in business. Because I do deep dive. But yes, a lot of people don't really realize the capabilities of their hardware and or software. It's actually very disappointing. And people complain, like, I have friends right now, they're like, man, I wish it would do this. It's like, it does. Why doesn't it? It does. And it's really, really frustrating sometimes. But like I said, that's my job. This is actually not true whatsoever. Relative mode runs. Look, that has actually been a statement that people have been saying. Relative mode doesn't render cue points useless. Absolute mode does. But some people have been confusing the two. Okay. Mr. Soul Fabulous says you really have to get your hands on a XDJ XZ. It has been the best feature. Has one of the best features in setting. It removes the mic signal from the booth output, so no feedback. It's not just the XZ. The S11 does it. I believe the S9 did it. I'm almost positive it did. All the rain mixers do it, and the DDJ 1000 does it. They all do it now. It's more common thing than you know. All right, let's see here. You think the fader is stiffer on the S11? Interesting. It's stiffer from, wiggle, which is great. But yeah, it doesn't feel, it feels great to me. Okay. For anybody asking about gear that hasn't been announced yet, there you go. Just to be clear, Board in Delaware, thank you for the bits. Appreciate you, man. DJ Rico Stees, appreciate the bits. Thank you, guys. And Board in Delaware again with the bits. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, a couple more questions, and then we are definitely going to get out of here. Moni817 in the house. Good to see you, darling. Okay. All right. Yeah, I agree. I've said this. Oh, we have a hype train incoming, so I got to stand for the hype train. I've been saying, I talked to Professor BX. If people don't know, he is one of the chief. What do you even call yourself? It's like he's like an engineer basically, but he had a large part in the way the S11 is and why the S11 is so dope. So, it is as stiff or as loose as you need it to be. I mean, the feeling adjust is great, but the fader on the S11 is without question a great fader. And we were talking just recently about the crossfader decay and how the crossfader decay on this fader is some of the lowest in the industry. So, and I can feel it. You can feel it when you use it. You can feel it when you're doing like crab scratches, like how quickly it bounces back sound wise from it. So I'm very this crossfader, and I said it in my S11 review. I said this crossfader feels a lot like the Innofader Pro. And when I said it, I was only talking about feel. Wasn't talking about anything else. And then as I was talking to Professor BX, he says, well, that's because, we have actually gotten our crossfader on the S11 down to, I think, 2.5 milliseconds. Like, it's some ridiculous number. And he says, and the Innofader is down to like 2 seconds. Makes sense. That's why they feel the same. Because when I'm using it, my cuts definitely feel cleaner on the S11 versus either one of the Rane 70 or the Rane 72. One of my favorite things about the Reloop Elite was the crossfader. So it actually makes a lot of sense. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. We are at 52% in the level 1 hype train. We got Barty Cuts with 100 bits. Thank you so much. DJ the Force with 10 bits. Let's see how far we can get with this one. I'm not holding my breath. JP says, what's up with FaZe and Serrano? Again, NDAs. So it hasn't been announced yet. I gotta leave it at that. Okay. Johnny Dynamite with the 50 bits. Thank you so much. What else we got here? Tier 10 for the Force. At loose slightly on the S11. Like, I have my crossfader right now. Feeling just is 9 o'clock. That's where I have mine. And it fluctuates between 9 and 10 o'clock. So that's about it. But everybody's different. Like, I know people that'll run it at 12 o'clock. That's way too heavy for me. Way too heavy. All right, let's see. Professor BX with the 500 bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. We are at 86%, 1 minute and a half to go. Level 1. Okay. Mr. Paradise says, my goal for 2021 is to set up solo op to a point I can prove that for 22 and beyond. Okay, so you want to be a professional DJ, a professional mobile DJ. I get that. That's great. Yeah, there is quite a shift from going from a solo op to a multi-op, and not everybody should be a multi-op. This is one of those things where you just have to keep that in mind. Because a multi-op it's no joke. It's no game. It's a lot of work in a multi-op. I have learned that it is more work in a multi-op because of the fact that I get a lot more calls right now because people are either want their money back or for whatever reason, because of this whole pandemic. Board in Delaware, 100 bits. Professor BX with 44 bits. DJ X Tech with 10 bits. Professor BX, look, you guys are killing. Moni with 100 bits. Level 1 complete. Thank you so much. Do you think that Rane will make a 4-channel mixer? They have a 4-channel mixer. Are you referring to a 4-channel new mixer? Anybody's guess. But what is that? The 60, 64, 68? One of those. That's a 4-channel mixer. Rane has 4-channel rotary mixers. I know those exist. So anybody's guess. Okay. All right. Again, for anybody wondering, because we are going to be ending this show relatively soon, on Wednesday, DJ Retmatic from the Beat Junkies in the house. We're going to talk scratch. We're going to talk DJing. Anybody that has any questions, that's the one you want to make sure you check out. We got him on. Look, this next couple of weeks is going to be amazing. So just make sure you are in my Discord so you know when I am going to be streaming next, because I announce all my live streams on my Discord right before I go to work. AB Jolo of rice and chicken. Some of these names, man. What are your opinions on the DDJ SX3? I don't have a problem with the SX3. I actually own an SX2. My son now uses the SX2, and he's trying to get my DDJ 1000. We'll see. But I grew up on the SX2. The SX3 is the same, except for the fact that it has a better sound card, a couple of more features here and there. And I think it has a 1/4-inch input on the SX3 on the front panel to go along with the microphone. And I believe it has the feedback reducer on the SX3 also. So it is a solid controller. What I won't go back to now is the capacitive touch jog wheels. It's just not my thing anymore. I never really liked scratching on those jog wheels anyway. I never really liked using them. Like when I used my SX2, it was, for me, it wasn't fun. It was a utility, and I use it to the best of its ability. I am glad they enhanced the mic input, because that was probably the weakest thing of the SX2. The mic impedance it never sounded good. It just took a lot of work. But the SX3 improved that. It's a great controller. I have no complaints about it. I just prefer the jog wheels of the DDJ 1000. You know, simple as that. Moni with the love with the 100 bits. Thank you so much. All right, what do we got going on here? So Fabulous with the 100 bits. We are at 1 minute and 21 seconds left. Can we get to level 2? If we can't, I get it. I understand. Congratulations on the Browns win. Talk about an upset. There is no upset bigger than the Browns beating the Steelers, especially considering where they were just 1 year ago. That's hilarious to me. All right, but the Rams are still in it. I'm a big Rams fan. I did not think they were going to be able to pull this out. I have been... Oh, we just hit level 2. John P with the 3-month tier 1 subs. If you gifted to Izzy B. You know, if my son is not a subscriber, like, I don't know how I should feel about that. I really don't. I really don't. I'll let it go today. I'll let it go. All right. The best standalone system? The best standalone system. Well, I can't really answer that because I have a lack of information on the XZ. I was supposed to get it, but I never ended up getting it. So I could never test the standalone functionality of the SZ. I have used the Prime 4, which I liked a lot. Prime 4 does a really good job. The Prime 4 has a lot of cool features. I want to like the Prime 2, but they took away some features that the Prime 4 had that kind of disappointed me. So I don't have a problem with standalones. My Denon Prime Go that I have is still one of my favorite decks on the planet right now. I know it's limited. I know it does some dumb things, but once you use it, really hard to let it go. Really hard. Okay. Yeah, I think the Prime Go is probably one of the best inventions out there right now. Really. Okay. Let's see. Any more big ones? We have 3 minutes to go. 5% level 3 hype train. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, and I have a couple other ones, but that's, those are related just to DJ. And I know the 64 and 68 aren't supported anymore. I know this, but for some people that haven't upgraded, they work just fine. So, but I don't know too many people that actually require 4 channels. This whole thing about mixers needing 4 channels, like controllers with 4 channels, like, my 1000 has 4 channels, the SX2 and 3 have 4 channels. The only reason why I used more than 2 channels was A, for the microphone, and B, for the auxiliary if I needed to run like a video montage or run something out of the RCAs. That's it. I don't really need 4 channels. So when some of these new controllers came out and, you know, they have a dedicated auxiliary channel, RCA, or they have a dedicated mic channel like the DDJ 1000, those other channels became kind of redundant. So most people, when they really think about what they're doing, you need to ask yourself, why do you need 4 channels? Do you need it because you need it for the mic channel, or do you need it because you're actually using, you know, 4 decks, that kind of stuff? You know, ask yourself that before you invest in a 4-channel mixer. You know, so anyway, yeah. So 707 says, DJ Chaos says, the 808 makes 4 channels. You can do unimaginable tricks. And I agree, but my question is going to be, for most people, most DJs out there, are you really doing unimaginable tricks? Universal Will says, as a live performer. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. If you're pre-owned Joni, right, and you're playing your guitar licks on top of your scratches and doing all this ridiculous stuff, and you have an MPC and all of these things going into your mixer, different story altogether. But that is not the norm. That is anomaly use case. Okay, so anyway, all right. So the question is, how long will Serrano take to be qualified? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't actually know. If you ask some people, they'll tell you that Big Sur works on the M1, and so does Serrano. I wouldn't test my luck with that. DJ G Money with 200 bits, 707 Chaos with the 13 bits. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. But I will say this. They do like to take their time on software updates as large as this, and I'm okay waiting. In all honesty, it's not as if Big Sur is bringing something that we absolutely need right now. Everybody's in this race to have the newest software updates and everything. It's not necessary. It's not giving you anything you don't already need. If you're using Catalina, and by the way, Catalina works perfectly with all applications right now. So if you're using Catalina, you're getting 97% of everything that Big Sur is giving you. So no reason to move over just because. Okay, your phone, any phone you get will still work with Catalina as far as being able to communicate with one or two. What? Is John P with the gifted tier 1 community subs, 10 piece. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 piece. So you're supposed to save those for my birthday. Supposed to save those for my birthday. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. If you received a gifted sub from John P, that's one of my mods, make sure you thank him in the chat. Send him a message, whisper him, just give him a thanks. So thank you guys. Appreciate that. Okay. Make sure. Yeah, no, so fabulous. You are correct. You're definitely correct. But like with the S11, you know, I can get 3 decks right here. And the way they do it, auto syncing and all these things, is a more elegant solution than trying to be able to see flipping back and forth your decks to make sure everything's on, you know, but to each their own. I have tried 4 decks because, you know, you get the controller, you're like, let's try 4 decks just because. And then you start using it and you're like, I hate 4 decks. So, you know, everybody's got their thing and that's cool. I mean, Trey's did a whole big thing on 4 deck mixing once. And I'm like, that's the shit. Not me. That must be for somebody else. Bomb Entertainment says Rain 68 still works fine on Catalina. Okay, so let me clarify some Rain stuff before I go, because I think this is where the confusion happens. and this is from my experience, what I have found. All right. If you say have been using like Yosemite, okay, or even before that, and you have installed the drivers and you've been using the 68 on Scratch Live, Scratch DJ Pro, whatever, you've been using it, right? And you update to each subsequent OS, Yosemite, High Sierra, Mojave, Catalina. I have found that all the Rain products at a minimum will play, okay? Even the 62 will work. It just doesn't work well. Like you don't have access to your audio control panel, things like that. But it will work if you try to install the drivers and everything else on a new computer, on a computer that has never had it. And let's say you are on Catalina. You won't be, it'll take a miracle to get it to work properly. Okay. For the most part, I will say for most people, you probably won't get it to work. Okay. If you had it in your system already as you're upgrading, it just has the things in place. So it works. That's it. So that's why some people are like, well, I don't understand. Mine works. Well, yeah, yours works because it's been working. You've just been upgrading your OS. But as soon as you get a new computer and you try to install the drivers and get it to work, that's when you run into problems. Every time. Has anyone else here using a 2019-2016 MacBook issue? I'm using a 16 MacBook Pro 2019-2020. It works perfectly. It's actually, besides the 2012 MacBook Pro Retina, it's probably the best Mac computer they have made. 16-inch. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. But then again, I've also updated the hell out of this thing. So it's a monster, but it is what it is. Okay. All right, let's see. Anything else? Okay. I guess it just depends on what you're doing. The M1s, I am not interested in the M1s as of today. Even though if you look at the benchmarks and you look at the reports, like with Final Cut and all these things, like it's blowing things out of the water. It's still not blowing out my 16-inch MacBook Pro, first off. It's faster, but it's not much faster. And they don't have a 15 or 16-inch version of that MacBook Pro. Once they come out with that, which will probably be like, it'll probably be like a 16 core or 32 core by default, then I will take a longer, harder look at it. But for right now, I haven't had any bottlenecks with anything I've used. And when I use Final Cut, I can fly through Final Cut. Final Cut has always been optimized for Macs. I mean, obviously it only works for Macs, but it's really optimized. So if you're using like a MacBook Air, like you could render 4K stuff on your MacBook Air like that easily. So I've never had an issue with my 16. So until they come out with the 16-inch beast, then we'll talk about it. But who knows? At that point, maybe I might decide to move to PC. I don't know. But for anybody looking to upgrade, the 16 is a great computer. Okay. Let's see here. Anything else? Comments on gaming laptops? Okay, last question, and then we will get out of here. Which was the comments on gaming laptops. If you're asking about gaming laptops for DJing, for the most part, gaming laptops have a focus and emphasis on better graphics cards. So for DJing, graphics cards aren't as important. I mean, if you're doing, maybe video DJing, maybe comes into play a little bit, but for the most part, everything is written for the processor. So, which means that if you're just DJing on the computer, buying a gaming laptop, you'll be fine. But if you get like, you know, an i3, you buy some used i3 or you might run into trouble. You know, the i5s work. I think the i7s are probably the best choice or the safest choice for DJing. And I wouldn't get anything less than a quad. Okay. My son has the MacBook Air. No, he has a quad i7 MacBook Air, and he doesn't have any problems DJing. And I just bought that for him over quarantine. Would I have bought him an M1 if it had come out to that? He asked me. I told him no. Said because you're only using it for DJing and certain things like that, and let's make sure that your stuff works. If all else fails, we'll buy him another one and we'll shift that one to, you know, somebody else. So anyway, all right, we're gonna see who we want to raid here. Okay, so I rated. We're gonna have to wait till 1. We're gonna give it 4 more minutes because I would hate to raid somebody and then they get off in 3 minutes. I know Angie V just got on. We might end up raiding her. MC2J Man's on. Should we raid J-Man? We got J-Man, we got Nightmare. Let's raid somebody with less numbers today. DJ Fly's doing Boom Bap, but he's probably done it 1. Joshua Carl, Afternoon Delight. Let me know in the chat. That doesn't mean I'm going to approve it, but let me know in the chat what you think. So I just rated TLM. Literally just rated TLM. I rated Fader before too. I want to rate somebody different. I know it's your boy. Nightmare just started, so I think we might raid Nightmare. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, so for anybody wondering, I am definitely going to be, I'm working on getting the, I always forget the name, Shanker. They're sending me a computer, a DJing only computer, hopefully in the next week or so. So I'm going to be testing out my first PC DJing experience. I've never done it. I've always DJed digitally on a Mac. So this is going to be a completely new experience for me. Completely. It'll be very, very interesting. I don't even know what to think. Yeah, Professor BX has one. Exactly. And he loves it. He absolutely loves it. He says it's faster than the response that he gets is faster than his Mac ever was, you know, and the ability for him to bring down his I kid you not. This has been one of those shows where I've legitimately been brain dead today. It's one of those days. But that's okay. All right, so see, Nightmare hasn't started yet. I don't like sending people into waiting rooms. Let's see here. What's DJ Strobe doing? Spinurita's on too, and she's dope. Let's see. Hold on. Let me just hear what Spinurita's playing. If anybody hasn't seen Spinurita, she is super dope. Super dope. I don't know what she's playing today. All right, but nobody has any Joshua Carl. Okay. Strobe is about done. Thank you. Perfect. All right, so let's raid. Maybe we should raid Joshua Carl. Let's give Joshua Carl. Djing on PC and OBS. On the other hand, is not. Yeah, there we go. See, and that's the way you'd have to do it. You know, because as I was talking to Shanker, and the guy's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna send you a computer. It's this one, blah blah blah. What do you want?" I'm like, "Well, give me the highest capacity, yada yada yada." And I'm like, "Yeah, great. So then I'll be able to test DaVinci Resolve on it." He's like, "Whoa, hold on. That's a whole different ball game. This is only for DJ, not for video graphics editing." So yeah, it won't work for that. It has kind of a crappy card for that. But anyway, let's see. Angie V is doing Boom Bap Mondays, but Joshua Carl is super light. Let's raid Joshua Carl. He's got 19 people on. Does anybody know what Joshua's playing? Anybody know what Joshua's playing? I have this thing about sending people to people that are actually playing good music. So does anybody know one of my mods? Check out Joshua. Just let me know what Joshua's playing. Thank you. We should rate you, Cleveland Terry. Rate me with what? I'd love to know what you'd be rating me on. Let me know. PC with SL1 box. Damn. Going old school. All right. Let's see if we got. Yeah, I don't know if he's playing. He's ending too. Okay, good. So, I kind of want to raid 4 DJ Fly. Let's see what he's doing. Yeah, because that's weird. Anyway, this is why I typically just DJ Fly is just starting. Perfect. All right, let's raid Fly. What do people keep talking about rate me? How do you rate me? Am I missing something? All right, let's raid Fly today. And then yeah, let's do that. All right, perfect. Let's send him. It's nothing personal. I just I think we'll end up probably raiding Angie V some probably Wednesday and or Monday. I mean, I'm hoping that we get a lot of people on for Scratch. All right, all right, let's take this off, and they're doing Boom Bap Mondays. So I thought you could do polls. T-Diesel. All right. I will send that to you, pal. I will send that to you. I will give you guys those rights. I thought you guys had those. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out today. Again, Wednesday, 12 p.m. We got the man, we got the legend, we got DJ Repmatic in the house. That'll be a good time. So make sure that you are definitely on for that stream. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace out. Enjoy your week. Couple of days anyway.